right now. So welcome again, Antonio. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your presence here today. Okay. Mm, and well, I want to share with you the activities that we're going to work on during this unit. Hello. Yes, we have Natalia. Natalia, hello, welcome. Okay. So the evidence that we have this for this unit is evidence interactive activity at the restaurant. We have evidence what was happening when it happened, and evidence all in the past, right? And this evidence is going to be part of unit 3. In unit 3, we're going to learn to speak about past events, yes? And it's going to be from September 18th to September the 26th, right? Good. So we're going to, the route, usually we have the route here. We need to go to contenido del curso, then we go to proyecto, and then we go to activity 3. So we have here contenido del curso. We go to this link that you can see here on the left, right? And then that link is going to take us to this section where you can see proyecto. And we go to the link activity 3. So usually the first link that I recommend you check is this one, materials and support materials. Okay. So we have this, right? The title of the unit or the heading of the unit is material, how things happened. And we have two choices here. We have the multimedia version and we have the downloadable version. And usually I use the multimedia version because it's interactive, right? Yeah. Great.
How things happened. In this third activity of English.works 4, you will learn about simple past, past continuous, the structure of used to, time words such as always, as quickly as possible, immediately, at the age of, eventually, later, soon, then, until, and some vocabulary related to life changes.
Okay. So on the top of this link, we have introduction. We have contextualization. In the contextualization part, we usually have, well, here we are presented the vocabulary that we're going to use, okay, and the expressions that we're going to learn. And we can see here that we have 63 pages. This is a long unit because we need to study this structure too, then the differences between both structures, and this another structure is like 3 topics in a unit. So this unit, it's probably advanced when we look at the topics, okay? In contextualization, we have a conversation, sometimes it's an article, it depends, okay? And then in comprehension, we're going to answer questions about this information we were presented here. In practice 1 and practice 2, usually we do exercises that are related to vocabulary and structure. And finally, we have pronunciation practice, okay? So let's look at this, and we're going to see the differences when we speak about actions that are completed. For example, yesterday at the park, Antonio, you want to read the sentences that you can see there in the description, please?
Okay. Yesterday at the park, a man talked on the phone. Some children played in the sandbox. A couple read a book. A girl walked his dog. A child played in the slide. And mom strolled around the park with her daughter. A child played with some toy car. Unfinished age, a child rode a tricycle.
A tricycle, yes. Great. They walked. Walked, exactly.
Walk.
Walked. Yeah. Usually it's like a T at the end. Yeah, walked. Great. So, well, you can see here what happened yesterday at the park. This is the thing. When we say yesterday at the park, this happened. All of these actions happened and they are already finished and that's it. So if we look at this picture, it's something that is completed, yes? And if we look at another example here, usually when we speak about actions in the past, we use the verbs in past, yes? So, and when we say negative statements, we say did or did not or didn't, yes? And we also use did for questions. Okay, let's look at this example. Did you study English at Sena? Yes, I did or no, I didn't. So, for example, Antonio, did you work yesterday? Antonio or Natalia, did you work yesterday?
Yes, teacher, I
Okay. Did you have to work yesterday? Oh my God. It can be exhausting to work on Sundays, right? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. What about you, Antonio? Did you work yesterday? Is Antonio there? Yeah. Okay. So let's continue here. Okay. So we have actions in past. Estas son acciones en pasado y esto le llamamos regulares porque terminan en ed, ¿no? Entonces tenemos wash, washed, call, called, cook, cooked, open, opened, close, closed, watch, watched, talk, talked, paint, painted. Okay, that is the pronunciation. So usually to add ed is for regular verbs, yes, and it depends on the final sound, right? And on the final letter, yes. For example, here we have cry, but it's going to change because we have a consonant sound here, yes. So we're going to change it, different from play, okay? And well, in here we had the rules to speak about like how we're going to add the ed, que son reglas para agregar el ed, ¿cierto? Y tenemos otra lista que son los verbos irregulares, ¿cierto? Que son, se les llaman irregulares precisamente porque no hay una regla para cambiarle la forma en pasado a estas palabras, ¿no? Entonces, aquí, por ejemplo, arise, arose, no hay ninguna regla, hay que aprendérselos básicamente, ¿cierto? Awake, awakened, or awoke. Be, was, or were. Begin, began. Bend, bent. Bite, bit. Catch, caught. Drink, drunk. Drive, drove. Fall, fell. Feed, fed. Feel, felt. Fly, flew. Hide, hid. Right? Yeah. Okay.
It's only memory.
Yeah, you need to use your memory for this one. There is not a rule or anything like that. Yeah, you need to learn that by heart. Definitely. Okay. So what I usually recommend is to play memory games. There are some memory games to learn them. We have online memory games. I am going to share with you, I can share with you these links now. So in past, yeah, yeah. So let's see, matching pairs. So usually it's for irregular verbs, yeah. So let's see if this is the one that I know or I have used. I have used some of them, but I think I lost that information because my computer and my cell phone was, I had to reset all of them. Yeah. But yeah, we can use it here. Yeah. And so you need to find the person. So you click here and you click here. Yeah. And then you go over. I'm going to share the link with you. And I'm going to add the link to the document where I have the summary of this session so that everybody have access to that, okay? So I just shared the link on the chat, but I can share the link as well on a document that we have here. If we go to we have here online sessions. I need to show you this. Online sessions, just give me a second. I will share with you that. At the end of the class, I'm going to show you a document where you can see that information, okay? Good, so let's continue here. So usually when we use this, the previous one is when an action was completed, yes, okay? And then we have something that is called past continuous, that are actions in the past, but are actions that were in progress, you see? And they are more specific. For example, this one. Antonio, can you, let's do the conversation. So let's have Natalia say this information, and let's have Antonio say this information, please. Okay.
Natalia, so
I called but I called you, but you didn't answer.
I was watching a movie when my boss called me, but over an hour. Sorry.
Yes, perfect. Yeah. It happens a lot in relationships, or it happens a lot when a person doesn't get an answer or response from somebody else, right? What were you doing last night at 8 when I called? Or also, it's very common to have these kind of conversations or questions when there is a crime, right? A detective story. And they go over, what were you doing last Saturday at 3 p.m. when the crime took place? You know, like these kind of questions as well. Okay, they're very specific, and they want to know about a specific moment, uh, and what were you doing then, right? So we use the past continuous to describe a past action over a period of time when it was in progress. Yes, I was playing the guitar last night and something happened. Yes, when we want to describe a moment as well. Yes, we're not saying we're describing the moment for some reason, right? Or sometimes when we want to be very specific in terms of time, right? What were you doing yesterday evening? I was having dinner with my wife, right? So as you can see here, we have the moment and the action was in progress during that time. Yes. Usually also we describe an action in progress that is interrupted by another action in the past. For example, he was making dinner when the telephone rang. Yes. So let's look at the other one. He was making dinner. Yes. And the telephone rang. So this action, the telephone rang, interrupts this action. Yes. So if we look at the actions here, what was that started first? Which action started first? Making dinner, right? Yeah. So the action in progress starts first, and the action that interrupts, it's in past, in regular past, simple past. Okay. Yeah. So let's look at another example here. I was talking on the phone while I was driving. If you are doing both actions at the same time, yes. In this case, it is not suggested or it is not recommended to talk on your phone when you're driving. Yes. Yeah, but as you can see, well, sometimes we are on the car driving and we are talking to somebody else on the phone, right? Actually, right now, there is some technology in certain cars where you can connect your cell phone to your car, and you can definitely talk on the phone while you're driving. Yes? Good. It is not suggested, though. So here, you can see here, like both actions were happening at the same time. I was talking on the phone while I was driving, okay? Good. In here, you can see the conjugations. Like I was having, you were washing. So the conjugation was, because it's, you need to notice which one is the different, was or were, yeah? Depending on the person, yes? And after was or were, we will use ing, yeah? I was having dinner. You were washing the dishes. He was laughing at all the time. She was writing, yeah. Okay, Antonio, can you read the other ones, please?
Okay. She was writing the report. It was working perfectly. We were apart.
Great. And Natalia, can you read the negative ones, please? The negative is wasn't or was not or were not or weren't, yeah? Natalia? Can you read these negative statements, please?
I wasn't having.
Can you continue with the other ones, please?
You weren't washing the dishes. He wasn't louding. She wasn't writing the report. It wasn't working perfectly. We weren't waiting for her. They were creating a piece of art.
Excellent. Antonio and Natalia, you have beautiful pronunciation, both. It's great to listen to you. Okay?
Thanks, teacher.
Yeah. And we use was or were at the beginning of the question, usually as we use also in present. Like, are you from Bogota? Are you from Medellin? Are you from Cauca? Are you from La Guajira? So here you say, was I saying anything wrong? Were you having dinner with your family? No, right? Like where he, and the only possible answer is yes or no, right? Yeah, good. So now we're going to look at a different structure. Well, before we continue here, I want to share with you this website. I will share this website as well in the summary because I think it's helpful to look at these examples. You want to um, probably understand better the differences. You can see here the explanation when we use past simple or when we use past continuous, right? And when we use both past simple and was and past continuous. For example, here, while I was studying, I suddenly felt sleepy. So I was studying last night, and the action that interrupted this process was that I felt sleepy. Yes, good. Um, I broke my leg when I was skiing. As I was going to work, I saw an old friend. We were watching television when the power went off. So we have more examples here. And the other structure that we have here today is used to. This expression used to is to speak about habits that we had before and that probably have changed. For example, Antonio, can you read this part here, please? Like Alex used to play the piano for the symphonic orchestra.
Natalia or
Antonio, can you read it, please?
okay. Alex used to play the piano for the symphonic orchestra.
And now,
Now he plays the drum rock band.
exactly. So when we used to, it was an old habit, yes? And this is the moment, the present, right? He plays the drums in the rock band. Now is different, yeah, okay? So let's look at another example here. So it's a habit that have changed, for example. Natalia, can you read this example? please.
Coffee every now. It drinks just one.
Exactly. It's a habit that have changed, right? Before, you used to drink 5 cups of coffee, cups of coffee. Now it's just one fruit. Okay. Another example here. Antonio, can you read this one, please? In this example, is something that have changed in her personality, right? Madeline used to be very shy when she was 18. She's an outgoing person now. So when she was 18, she was shy or timid, but now she is more of an extroverted person, more sociable. Yes. Okay. And another example here, repeated actions. I used to eat a hamburger at least twice a week. I am on a diet now, so I don't have any. So it's like, yeah.
I used to eat a hamburger at least 50 a week. I am on a diet now, so I do not have any fat and bread.
Exactly, past and present. Yeah.
Fast is only yesterday.
Yes. Well, usually, yeah. Great. When we change habits, we can change different things in our physical appearance. When we change habits, probably the interaction with other people is different as well. Yeah. If we try to be more sociable, we will have to do things differently, right? So it's, yeah. Okay. Let's look at another example here. When something was true in the past and it is not true anymore. Yes. So we'll look at this example. Natalia, can you read this example, please?
Used that the air was flat. Now we know it is wrong.
Exactly. Okay. Antonio, can you read this one, please?
People used to smoke in the airplane. It is forbidden now. Past and present.
Exactly. This is something that changed in a lot of places in the world, right? Yeah. So this is pretty much the topic of this unit. The next part or the next sections that you can see here is more about vocabulary, expressions that we can use to talk about time when we're telling a story. Yes. Especially it's in narrative. When you're telling a story, it is, for example, if you're telling an anecdote. So probably you can use some of these words like always, as quickly as possible, immediately, later, soon, right? At the age of, when you say at the age of, yeah,
What's the meaning of
it's literally, right? Cuando tenía tanto. También puedo decir when I was, I puedo decir when I was 5 years old, or puedo decir at the age of 5. Yeah, yeah. At the age of kids, but usually it's for time. Yeah. So I want you to tell me an example, Antonio and Natalia, of a habit that you used to have and now it's different using this structure. Can you give me an example of a habit? For example, I didn't used to exercise in my 20s. When I turned 32, I started exercising. Now I work out 3 times a week or 4 times a week. Okay. What about you? Natalia and you. Like, who wants to go first? Yeah.
Natalia? First,
Me, I don't know. I used to separates from some. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry about it. Sorry to hear about that. I hope that you can get to sleep more as you used to do before, Natalia. Yeah. Antonio, what about you? Habit that has changed in your life?
Okay. Yeah. At 10 years old, I used to drink a lot. 35.
Only what I walked. Okay, good. Yeah, when you can say when I was 10 years old, when I was or at the age of 10, I used to, yeah. Okay, good. Perfect.
At years old, at 10 years old, I used to drink a lot.
When I was 10, si digo when I was 10 years old, o puedo decir at the age of 10. Yeah, yeah, good. Uh, okay. We use always to say something that happens all the time, right? Here you can see the explanation of every expression, these time expressions, right? You can see examples when they use always, yes. And they are giving us the examples for each one of these expressions, right? So it's really good to actually go over the parts or the expressions that we're missing, yes, as because it's the explanation of the vocabulary that we are presented here, yeah, with examples. The expressions that are presented here with examples. So we're going to see different pages with examples of each one of these expressions, okay? Okay, and then we're going to move to siempre, ajá, sí, siempre. Es el significado, ajá. Listen and read the following dialogue, right?
This is amazing. I love the song the pianist was playing. I used to play that song with my rock band a few years ago.
Oh, really? I didn't have any idea about it. What happened then? Why didn't you continue playing?
On this conversation, you will be able to notice like how we use the expressions that we were presented here in context, okay? And then the comprehension part, it's answering some questions, right? Based on the information that we were presented here, yeah? And then we're going to go to practice one. We have 3 different exercises to practice structure and vocabulary, you see? And in practice 2, we also have 4 exercises to continue practicing the topics that we were presented here, okay? So I strongly recommend everybody to go over these exercises. It's really useful. We also had the pronunciation practice, and in the pronunciation practice, they are trying to help us understand the phonetics. Aquí nos están dando la fonética, ¿no? Que es como la pronunciación. Entonces
La
aquí,
pronunciación filtrada.
exacto, ajá, que es como los símbolos que se usan para la pronunciación. Yo sé que esto puede ser un poquito difícil para las personas que no les guste tanto, está bien, no tienen que hacerlo realmente. Pero sí, sí les llama la atención, es como tratar de decir esto como yo lo entendería, yo entiendo aquí annoying y escribir la palabra, ¿no? Annoying, annoying, right? Bien. ¿Cuál sería aquí? Aquí sí es literal todo el sonido. Immediately, 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 yeah. Right? Y aquí, literal, tratemos de leer así como lo que vemos ahí. Successful. Successful, yeah. Es muy literal, ¿sí? Y de pronto yo reconozco la palabra. ¿Aquí cuál sería? Excuse me? Unchangeable. Untangible, podría ser untangible o podría ser unchangeable, unchangeable. Creo que es más unchangeable porque esta TH con esta S así alargadita es esta pronunciación del y esta DZ es la que corresponde a la right? Entonces, bueno, ahí podemos ir aprendiendo algunas. Sé que es un poquito complicado, pero ayuda, ¿no? Por ejemplo, esta ¿cómo sería? Literalmente tratar de decir lo que entendemos ahí.
No.
Clown, clown. ¿Y clown? How do you spell clown? Exactly. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, that's it. And now I am going to show you what are the evidence that you need to carry out. For this evidence, we have 3 activities: evidence interactive activity at the restaurant, evidence what was happening when it happened, and evidence all in the past. The interactive activity at the restaurant, we're going to click here on Veriscorm, right?
Interactive activity at the restaurant. Dear learner, welcome to this virtual activity designed by Senna. In this activity, you will practice specific vocabulary in a different setting. To pass this activity, it is necessary to do all the exercises correctly.
Okay, let's look at the instructions.
Instructions. David works in a restaurant as a waiter. He likes listening to the customers' conversations. Help him to serve his customers by selecting and writing the right words to complete the statements. Take into account that if you make a mistake 3 times, another waiter will take
his order, okay? So it seems like the waiter is kind of a gossip guy. So he's going to listen to the conversations, right? And well, we're going to see here an item that is highlighted. You need to click on that, yes? And you need to complete the sentences using expressions from here, right? And you have to write the expression. How can you complete this conversation here, the question? Anybody, Antonio or Natalia?
What? What doing? She.
Pero primero, el doing iría aquí.
Okay, what doing?
Entonces, ¿qué iría?
What?
¿Ya?
What were you doing?
What,
What was she doing at the time yesterday?
exactly. Good. Good.
correct answer.
Good. Okay. This item here. Yeah. So you can complete the sentence using these expressions, but you need to type them, right? Good. And that's it. And you need to complete all of them, right? We have 7, 2, 4, 6, 7. If you close the window, si cierran la ventana, así como yo lo estoy haciendo ahora, no va a quedar guardada la actividad. Pero si quieren volver a desarrollarla, avanzan, se devuelven y ya está activo de nuevo. ¿Listo? Okay. The second activity is what was happening when it happened. And the other one is all in the past. What was happening when it happened? These are exercises, okay? And give me a second. I'm going to show you what exercises we need to do. Yes. My computer it's acting slowly, so I appreciate your patience.
Company gave it for one more
I probably need that.
for the internet.
No, it's memory. It's about memory, yeah. And I also need to update the software. Yeah, there are a couple of things that I need to do for
The
my
version,
computer.
Windows version of what?
This is a MacBook, so it's iOS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My book is Apple.
yeah. So I need to update the iOS software, and I need to have more memory. Yes, like to create space for the software updating. Okay. So now it's finally working. So let me show you what this is about. Second here. This is the first one. What was happening when it happened? Yeah. Here. So they are giving us different situations here. They give us also the vocabulary of the different actions. And you need to conjugate these actions based on what was happening and what was the action that interrupted the other one, you see? So how would you complete this one, for example, number one? ¿Cómo la conjugaríamos ahí? Ujú. Sí, la que interrumpe generalmente es como la que va en pasado normal. Entonces aquí, por ejemplo, he was painting. Sí, si uso el ing, tengo que decir was aware. He was painting the wall when the baby spilled, y es así, iría en pasado, spilled the can of paint. ¿Ya? Ahí la puse en el chat. He was painting the wall when the baby spilled the can of paint. Paint. Ok, se me fue ese. Ajá. Yes. What about the second one? Exactly. So in this one, it would be I was watering. Uh-huh. Leaped. Uh, leaped. Yeah. Onto my feet. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. Leaped out. Ah, leaped out. Yeah, it's easy. Yeah. And this, then the other one's the same thing. Yes. Pay attention if it's happening at the same time. And the second part of this is to tell us activities, yes, that or habits that have changed. Some habits that have changed in your life or uh, things that have changed in your personality. Like I used to be a rebel, now I am more considerate or I am more calm, right? Yes, I used to be lazy, but now I am more active. Yeah. So yeah, different things that you used to do or you used to be when you were 12 years old. Okay. It says write 3 paragraphs, but you don't have to write 3 paragraphs. 1 paragraph, it's okay. Okay. And finally, we have the activity all in the past. For this activity, well, you click here on this document and I'm going to show you the document right now. And in this one, it's a recording exercise. Es un ejercicio de grabación, ¿no? Grabarse ustedes diciendo esto. Y pueden escoger hacer o esta primera parte o pueden escoger hacer la segunda parte, la que ustedes deseen, ¿ok? Si hacemos la primera, if you do the first part, is only to answer these personal questions, yes? For example, what did you used to do on vacation when you were in high school? When I was in high school, I used to travel to see my grandmother, yeah? Okay, when I was in vacation. And or you can do this one or you can do this one, and in this one you need to look at the pictures, yes, and you need to write a story, yeah, and also you can record the story based on what you can see on the pictures, yes. One day a few years ago, Jennifer was driving home from work. Suddenly the car stopped and Jennifer, yeah, that is the beginning of the story, yeah. And you can invent a story based on the information that you can see on the pictures, okay? So you can do the first or the second. You don't have to do both. You can choose which one you want to do, okay? And that's it. That's our para las personas que están viendo la grabación y también para Antonio y Natalia que están en este momento acá, pueden escoger cualquiera de las dos, ¿no? O hacen la primera, que son preguntas personales, o hacen la segunda, pero cualquiera de las dos que hagan, por favor, enviar una grabación con la resolución de estos ejercicios. ¿Listo? That's it. And that's all you have to do on this unit. And the deadline is going to be September 26th. And the final deadline for everything is going to be October 5th. Yes. We are about to finish, well, not about, but we're right in the middle of our program. Okay, so we have
Exactly in 23 9 minutes only.
yeah, the time.
I know.
Yeah, that is the time of the deadline. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Good. Any questions? Do you have any questions?
Wait, teacher,
Mm-hmm.
I already sent in my audio.
Mm-hmm.
First, it's the two activities.
Okay. Yeah. Did you send it on Friday or Saturday or Sunday? Yeah. So I will check it out tomorrow probably. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for your contributions and for your questions and your participation here today. It was my pleasure to listen to you. Okay.
And teacher, it is a pleasure to listen to.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Natalia and Antonio. I'm going to stop sharing here and see you when I see you again. Okay. Bye-bye.